I have been seeing some commentary from our new Chinese friends that it's hard for them to believe that all the things that we're saying about how we're living. So I figured that I would give you guys a tour of where my mother lives right now, just to give you guys an idea of what the situation is like here in the States. So the town we're in right now is Portchester, New York. This is where the poorer people live in Portchester. There are richer parts of it. But this is the house that my mother lives in, except that she doesn't live on this first floor. That's another family lives there. And she doesn't live on this floor either. Another family lives there. Where my mother lives is in the basement, which is technically not a legal apartment. So this is how you enter through. You come into the storage area, which is not their stuff. This is the storage for the other people, landlords, whoever. So none of this is their stuff. This is the door going into the house, or the basement, I should say. You can see that there's not really good windows. And those stairs lead up to the first floor where the other family lives, so we don't use that. This is my mom. Hi, Mom. And then over here is the kitchen. This is a small bathroom. And here is the kitchen. We have a stove, a fridge. Over here, this is nothing. There's nothing behind this. We can't use this. This over here is a boiler. So again, we can't use that. That door doesn't go anywhere. Eduardo, are you in the bathroom? Okay, never mind. The bathroom is in here, but my stepdad is using it, so we can't go in there.
Surprisingly, this apartment priced at $1,500 a month without utilities does not even meet the criteria of a legal living space as shown in the video. The cost paired with the questionable status of the apartment raises significant concerns about the housing challenges faced by many in the United States. This reality highlights the growing disparity between affordability and accessibility in the housing market.
This apartment, this not legal apartment, costs how much a month, Mom? $1,500. And it's not including utilities, right? Doesn't include utilities, doesn't include anything else. The parking situation is bad. So the street that I showed you outside, right now there's not that many cars. It's still the morning, but at night, if we come back after a certain time, we have to park 3-4 streets away. And that happens every day. And my parents are in their 60s. So even through all of this, I still consider us very lucky. We have a place to live. We're not, we're relatively safe. We're relatively happy. We have food on the table, but it's not easy. My stepdad can't work and he can't receive disability. I don't make enough money to send them money every month to help them. So this is what it is. And by the way, when you hear that Americans are selling their plasma and their blood for money, that's true. That's true. So yeah, Chinese friends, let me know what you think of my mom's apartment. Is this kind of what you were thinking it might be like? Or is it better or worse?
One of the FAQs that have been raised by TikTok refugees recently is that how much would the Chinese spend on his healthcare insurance? I don't know the answer, and I have to ask one of my colleagues for that because it's pretty much nothing. And the answer is $55 per year. Yes, we pay $55 per year for our healthcare insurance. So we don't have a Luigi, because we don't need one Luigi to kill insurance company CEO. Well, and by the by, I also asked one of my doctor friends, asking him how much would a person spend on calling one ambulance. It's $30 to $40 each time. And when I saw people on Red Note, refugees on Red Note, saying that they spend $2,000 for calling one ambulance, that's just ridiculous. You are not calling for one ambulance, you are calling for blackmail vein, okay? Because ambulances are supposed to save people, not blackmailing people.
Chinese users on the Red Note app are finding themselves increasingly troubled by the struggles of their...
And they're not a fan of landlords, right? Then they're saying, what do you mean? So even if you do pay off the house, you keep paying taxes? They said, once they pay off the house, it's free until they die. People are literally posting their mortgages and their student loans. They don't understand the homelessness and the lack of social services. They keep asking if we really don't feel safe walking around at night and if there really are shootings every day. They even keep asking us what we mean about a lunch break. They said it's like 2 hours and they get free food and then like take a nap or play video games. That's what they're saying to us. I kind of feel bad. I feel like we made them really sad. And they were just trying to be our friends, and now they're worried about all of our problems. I'm sorry, new friends, for making you feel sad. Where was like the rich lady on TikTok that was making like a different kind of custom ice cube for every situation? Can that come over to Red Note so that they feel like we still have like hopes and dreams?
So we didn't know how good we are until we hear your story. And Americans, frankly, this is not how life's supposed to be. It's government's responsibility to keep their citizens away from starving, away from disease, and keep their children safe in kindergarten or primary school. So every government will complain that, how limited their budgets are. But tell me about it. We have 1.4 billion people here and we've done it. There is one solution, So wake up, Americans.
This has truly been a field trip for the Chinese on Red Note, diving into the unfiltered realities of American life. And what they've uncovered is both eye-opening and disheartening. For years, the United States has been a symbol of wealth, opportunity, and progress. But as these stories unfold, that image is beginning to crack. From the shocking price of basic healthcare to the unattainable dream of affordable housing, the facade of the American dream is unraveling before their eyes. Unbelievably, in a video posted on Red Note, an American stated, "People don't have a right to free healthcare," igniting a wave of heated responses from fellow Americans. The comment struck a nerve, with many voicing their disapproval and disbelief. In a nation known for its wealth and progress, the idea that healthcare is not considered a fundamental right left some deeply unsettled.
Don't have a right to free healthcare because healthcare requires other people's labor, and you don't have a right to other people's labor. You don't have a God-given right to anything that requires other people's labor. Oh, health insurance is so corrupt. They shouldn't be profiting off of people's healthcare needs. Okay, then how should it be done?
I see you've been reading your Capitalism for Dummies handbook again. First of all, your argument that you don't have a right to other people's labor, do you think that public schools, roads, or even the military just magically maintain themselves? Or do these things not count because you already benefit from them? Society literally functions because people's labor supports communal needs funded by taxes. It's not exactly a revolutionary idea, it's called being a part of civilization. And saying that people don't have a right to healthcare because it involves labor is peak ignorance. By your logic, I guess we should all just stop calling the fire department when our house is burning down, because how dare we infringe upon those brave firefighters' labor? Should we stop expecting police officers to respond to emergencies or for teachers to educate children? You're cherry-picking healthcare because it's profitable under your little free market fantasy. And then there's your mocking of Americans criticizing insurance companies for profiting off other people's healthcare needs. We criticize them because they're profiting off other people's suffering. And when you ask, how should it be done then? Oh, I don't know, maybe look at literally every other developed country that provides universal health care. They seem to be managing it just fine without price gouging insulin or making people choose between chemo and paying rent. But please, continue explaining why a system where a CEO's bonus is dependent upon denying someone life-saving care is somehow morally superior. You are so close to discovering that the problem isn't the labor of healthcare workers, it's the exploitation of that labor for profit. Oh, and one last thing. If you ever find yourself in an emergency room needing urgent care, I'd be curious to see how fast you stick to your no right to labor argument.
I just got the bill for my daughter's NICU stay. Do you guys want to know how much it is? Do you want to converse, have a conversation about the price? $738,360 freaking dollars. Almost $1 million. And then I decided to take a look through the itemized bill because they sent every single little thing that they charged for. And I swear there's things that they didn't do. And I swear there's things that they're overcharging for. For example, I noticed on the bill that there is a little tiny tube of Aquaphor that they gave me that I actually still have. $25. $25 for a tiny tube of Aquaphor that I thought the nurse was just giving me to be cute and give it for free. No, ma'am. They made sure to charge every single little thing. Damn, like that is crazy.
I gotta be honest, guys. Our new Chinese friends at Red Note are really worried about us. They're making a ton of posts asking us different questions, but some of them have them stressed out. I think the major ones that I keep seeing are that we have to work a lot of hours, sometimes 2 jobs. They're really worried about the cost of healthcare, especially the cost to give birth. They're stressed out that there's no paid maternity leave. They keep asking, but how much maternity leave? As if 0 is not the answer to that. They ask about housing and people explain their rent. And they say, well, if the rent's so high, why don't you just buy a house? We say, we can't afford the house. The house costs even more. And they say, well, how many years do you have to work to afford a house? All the years. We're a generation of renters.